What's up, turtles? He's brave and the bold.
What a Foot Clan. He's Valatory Light.
And this is Nick Cage. Well, actually, it's just Cage. That has nothing to do with Nick Cage. Please don't sue us. It's been a while, guys, but Cage is back, and this time we're doing a mini-series talking about Marvel's Moonlight. Let's not waste time and just jump into it with... Look, there's a ton of things to talk about, but most of it's in the spoiler territory. So really, the non-spoilers is just stuff that I liked about it that you can't nitpick as a technical spoiler, because most of it's in the trailers. Sounds good? Alright, first, I love the middle ground of the formula. It feels nice. It's like a mix between Netflix's Daredevil and Iron Man from Disney's Marvel. The later Iron Man, not the earlier Iron Man, because he's closer to Netflix. But point is, I like the new formula that they're working with, and it's very cool. I hate Steven. That's something I don't like. I don't like how he acts. I don't like the loser becomes zero to hero. I do, but I don't like Steven's version of it. It's very, very, very annoying. Don't like. Actually, we already said don't like, didn't we? Do like. I love the transformation of Moon Knight. I love his garbs. It looks sick as hell. I can't wait to see more of it. I hate the shaky cam syndrome when he's running away from the castle. It's annoying. It's stupid. I don't care for it. Moving on. I like this more. It's not subtle. The more, I guess it is subtle in terms of how Marvel Disney does it. I like the more subtle attempt at humor. It's small things like Steven. I'm pretty sure he's the punchline of most jokes, but it's not in your face anymore. I mean, subtle is I'm using that word very loosely, but it's not in your face anymore. Not especially the old lady fucking flicked them off. That was fucking hilarious. What did you think about the first episode, Brave?
Well, Val, I feel like Moon Knight is a show that pretty much feels very different from the MCU we know. It toes the line between the gritty and horror, but still has the situational humor of the MCU we know so well for its first episode. The visuals show promise, and the acting is very good. Hats off to Oscar Isaac for his performance as Stephen Grant and Mark Spector.
Alright, spoiler territory now. It's too late to turn back. I already played the sirens as the transitions, so you're gonna get fucked right here. Alright, first of all, episode 1. What the fuck was that glass sandal scene? What the fuck? Fucking creeped me out. I get what it is with context, but what the fuck was that glass sandal scene? I expected they had blood dripping down, and I don't know why I was getting visually disturbed by it. It was cool though. I love this show's dependence on visual storytelling. It's really fun, especially starting right off the back with the cuffs around Mark's ankle, and you don't know why. I thought it was pretty neat to see that. I'm like, okay, some visual storytelling. Cuff on his leg. There's sand on the ground to show foot imprints. He has blockage tape to show that they've messed with it. It's really smart. The villain. Most I have to say is about the villain. Arthur is creepy, but he's not really menacing. But that's a good thing, because it's easier to believe his good guy act. He's supposed to be coming off as a villain who's actually a good guy, and it really works. It really, really works. Honestly, he comes off pretty calming, and his devotion, where his actual darkness resides, he plays it off really well. You can't really question him without being logical. I mean, kudos to the actor, Ethan Hawke, playing him. I see what they went with, but writing-wise, they could have made him a bit creepier, but honestly, his performance is perfect. Another thing that I liked, me and my wife both liked it when we watched this together. We like the transitions used for switching between personalities. That sort of jump cut of time is really cool, because you see the before after effect of what happened. I kind of hope to see what actually happened soon, but it's really fucking cool. The effects definitely feel unfinished. I didn't notice at first with the scale, but on the second use of it, I noticed almost immediately. But I like the idea of the scales, but there definitely feels like they're kind of holding back when it comes to money in terms of making this production because they're worried about how people are going to take it that Marvel slash Disney is putting out something like this because they haven't really done that before. They put out like serious stuff, but they haven't done this. So I feel like they're holding back the budget for that. And Moonlight overall, the tone, even though it's darker, it feels like they're really holding back just in case they don't want to go off the rails. But that's all I really got for episode 1. And but that's all I got for spoilers for episode 1. But what do you want to talk about, Brave? What do you got in the closet?
The episode starts off with the character Arthur Harrow, who is played by Ethan Hawke. He's very good at playing this eerily imaginative character off rip. This villain seems very much more than meets the eye, and I like the intrinsic performance. Moon Knight's character plays into the multiple personality disorder where we meet the unassumingly nervous and socially awkward Stephen Grant. And he is okay to watch for the most part, but eventually you see his reaction to everything happening to him all at once as the episode goes on. Car chase scene is definitely a good example of that, where he's switching in and out of body, and like he's switching between Mark and Steven, and it's just the complexity of that scene is very well handled. And then you hear, voices in his head, and honestly, I'm glad that they're getting the viewer to delve into his psyche already and introduce Mark Spector by the end, and Khonshu, the Egyptian god who has inhabited him. Remember the elevator scene? That scene was off the chain.
Alright, guys, now we're doing non-spoilers for episode 2. I'm just going to say it straight and get it over with. Rip off the band-aid. Mark is an asshole. Khonshu is an asshole. But those are fine because I like assholes. But Mark's an asshole in a bad way. Steven is a bitch in the worst ways possible, as he's constantly fighting the fact that he needs to fight, because if he doesn't, others will fight and most definitely die. The Moon Knight suit looks awesome. Prefer the new Mr. Bitches look.
Wow, VL. I'll say for sure this episode makes it feel like it's going to wrap up faster than when Mark has to wrap up the bandages around his suit.
Alright, and now we finally made episode 2 spoilers. Start off, I want to talk about Amit and her gift and the revelation of it, because I thought it was pretty cool as terms of ideas for, I know they probably done it a lot in movies. You already have the idea of the villain, you want to kill the bad guys, but everyone's done something bad before, so everyone would get killed by it. But no, but I like this idea better. It's only because how I'm seeing it in my head, it might not be actually what they're going for, but as I see it, it's the scale weighs your sins, past, present, and future. So it's what your bad you do in the future is predetermined, and the scale is weighing how much good you're doing, and if it outweighs the bad. And if you do more bad in your entire life from past, present, and future than good, then it kills you. And I don't know, I thought that was cool. To me, it's very neat, because it kills you not just because you did bad things before, it's killing you because you will inevitably do too much bad in the world, and it's better to get rid of you. And unlike other people who inevitably will do more good that outweighs the bad. That's not actually true in real life. There's nothing predetermining the good or bad you do. But I thought it was neat as an idea inside of a story with predetermined outcomes. And I thought it was a nice little twist on killing the bad people for being bad. Also, Ethan Hawke's performance, once again, was pretty great. And Arthur at this point still sounds like a good guy to me. And that really sucks to me because Steven's retort to this felt really half-assed for a conversation. Like, he's talking real philosophical shit. It's not that philosophical. Killing people's kind of fucked up. But it's talking real philosophical shit. Like, what if you can only kill bad people? And not just bad people, but bad people who you know will do more bad in the world than good. That's talking like rapists and shit. That's talking like Adolf Hitler and shit. But Steven's only retort is, what about the children? I was like, that's some pretty poor stance to me. As he can only push it off about the what if of children. Like, what if they can change? They start out as children. Yeah, but like, if there's a child, Adolf Hitler, who's gonna, is gonna become Adolf Hitler, and it's different. This isn't judging children on just the limits of what they've done. This is judging the reality that they might be a little shit. And he was a boohoo ass shit. His line dialogue, Steven's retort was this well, his dialogue delivery, it was terrible. He's a good actor, but the line was just weird. It was really weird. And yeah, that's all I really have. Hey B&B, why don't we ever talk outside of these extended rants?
Val, we don't know how to write jokes yet.
Damn, bro. Just cut to your segment and didn't have to hurt me like that.
Alright, bitch. I'm liking Arthur for some reason. And it's like now that he said he was once Khonshu's avatar, I'm more interested in him now, and I feel like that's problematic for the main hero slash character of Moon Knight right now. Because I should be interested in Mark Spector, but I understand him to a degree, even though he's a jerk. Let's just get that out of the way. But I still understand him to a degree about his ways, at least. But I'm on the fence on his character as a whole. Love seeing Khonshu though. Steven is getting less likable and is not getting written well, I feel like. For example, the scene with Arthur and him discussing with each other and learning more of each other, Steven brings up for no reason at all about, what about the children? And that felt super random. And it felt like an insane escalation, transition, and execution of a conversation going sideways. Even if it was intentional, then that's bad writing and making his character even more of a drag. I didn't hate Steven at first because once they convey what his character is like, I can work around that. And it's all about progression. But this little bit right there made me think he is a badly written character so far. I liked him and Layla talking though. That conversation is my favorite part, including Steven so far. He needs to show at least glimpses he's going to break away from his cowardice and help out at some point. I mean, the fact he turned into the Mr. Knight costume, which was the suit and tie combo, showed promise, but then was dashed by him still getting his ass handed to him. Mr. Knight is another persona he has, but I guess since there are too many personalities already, he's just Steven in a business suit. Goofy ass Marvel.
Alright guys, this kind of came pretty quickly, but we're already here. These are my final thoughts. Sorry this episode wasn't broken up and done individually, but here we are. I don't know, I'm apologizing to you. I made the fucking video. I knew how it would go. Alright, shut up. By the look of the first two episodes, this show isn't going to end in a satisfying way for me. That's just me being honest, because the pacing is pretty weird with the jumping locations constantly. I'm currently, like, we're already in Egypt, and Arthur already has the fucking scarab. What the fuck? I don't know how to talk. This Arthur already has the scarab. So they're just going to meet in Egypt and fight for the scarab, and they're going to stop it. So this feels like a 3-parter episode, and I know they've been doing miniseries, but 3 episodes is definitely not enough for this new character that they're bringing to the screen, and it's really stupid. I don't currently like or agree with the heroes, and I don't care to see them succeed either. So that makes it worse because I hate Steven. I don't like Mark. He's a total asshole, and it doesn't make sense for him to be. With how big of an asshole he's being and how big of a bitch Steven's being, I don't like either one of them. Conchu's cool though. Laylo's pretty cool, but they kind of dropped her real quick. I don't know where she's coming in or not. Overall, the storyline is getting caught up in trying to set up the next Thanos, it feels like, and it sucks. But this isn't just this storyline. It feels like all their miniseries are, except for a few of them, because the new stories are trying to tell end of the world scenarios, and they keep doing it, and they keep making the heroes the end of the world scenario. Like, if it's a new character, you don't have to do end of the world scenario. You can do something smaller. B&B was telling me about at one point that he thought they might do fucking Dracula, which would be smaller and pretty cool. But nope, we're doing an end of the world scenario with a god of all things. I mean, Disney, we could keep bringing out the new stuff, but maybe try a smaller scope sometime with characters you're gonna start small with. Bringing the fight into perspective, so that way I can spend time getting knowing the character instead of thinking about how ridiculous this kind of is, because I already know you have other plot lines, so he has to inevitably stop him. But if you do it small, then you can have small consequences for failure, and then keep it inside like an imaginable scope. Arthur and Ethan Hawke is great as always, and his version of the world sounds pretty great to live in. As long as you can get past Amit's judgment, then there's no more bad people. So, I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I would like to live in it. Maybe I'm kind of a dickhead. So, all right, that's all I really got. Good night, America. Brave and the bold. Get the lights.
So, in conclusion, Moon Knight so far is an interesting concept for the MCU that can really go places, but it needs to be more organized in its characters and plot if it wants to have any kind of weight. And like Arthur with his balancing scales tattoo, it needs to balance the scales in good plot and good writing for characters. Hopefully the next episode will end everything tightly, because the second episode felt like a penultimate episode, to be honest.
Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Just Mariah. Shawty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping? Just Mariah. Shawty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, Maya.